Hola, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Reliable Trades podcast. I'm your host, Adrian, and I'm an HVAC business owner here in South Texas. I do, a little bit of content creation and things of that nature online. On this podcast, we interview a lot of tradespeople from many different trades, business owners, people in manufacturing, people in software companies, new technicians, older technicians, people that start at 18, 16 even, and people that start in their 40s and 50s. So plenty of good conversations to be had with good people and a lot of good stories that maybe you would relate to. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcast, any other location, please leave us a review. We hope to earn those 5 stars, and I really have fun doing this podcast. I appreciate everybody that watches or listens and makes this what it is. And don't forget to check out HVAC Nights every Thursday night. Me and Jake host a live podcast weekly, and you can also check out merch from my store, the HVAC Nights, the nightwear, any of that at reliablehvacr.net. I also want to thank our sponsors that help keep this thing going. Jobber is our favorite CRM. I've tried different ones until finding Jobber that kind of controls the chaos that it is running a business and still being in the field and trying to get all the billing, quoting, submitting everything that you need to do outside of the field. And with Jobber, we do our maintenance contracts, we do our invoicing, our quoting, following up with customers to get reviews. That has helped our business a lot. And it offers website building and a whole bunch of AI features now baked in, and you can also do add-ons if you have any other software that you want, because they do work with a lot of marketing tools and things, AI receptionists and things like that. So check out Jobber for yourself, see if it helps your business. You get a 2-week free trial and a special discount if you use the link down below. Vito Pro Pack is also a supporter, and I can tell you right now, even though I see a bunch of competitors coming into the field, they are still hands down the best tool bags that you can buy. They are an investment, I understand that, but once you try one, like I did back during COVID, you won't want to use any other tool bag. And the thing is, they have so many products now that you can find the one that is perfect for you. So make sure to check out Vito Pro Pack at your supply house or go to vitopropack.com. True Tech Tools has a lot of their stuff as well. Go check out their website to make sure that you can find the perfect bag for yourself. You won't regret it. Diversitech is probably in a lot of y'all's vans. I have almost something from all of those brands in my van ever since we've started. Hvacr is a big one for us as far as parts. They usually have something that we would need on a day-to-day basis. They are your one-stop shop for everything HVAC, and they have you covered for your everyday HVAC needs. And today's video is also brought to you by Resideo. Elite Pro is built for pros and powered by Pro IQ services. The new Honeywell Home Elite Pro thermostat is more than just a thermostat. It's a growth engine for your business. The sleek range of smart thermostats help you deliver next level comfort and convenience while standing out in every home. For more information, please visit resideo.com/proiq. All right, what is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Reliable Trades podcast. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing up. No familiar faces in the crowd right now. So today we have a special guest. We have David from Resideo.
Hey,
how are you?
I'm doing well. Nice to meet you, Adrian. Thanks for having me on.
Nice to meet you too. Can you give us a little background as far as who you are and maybe what you do at Resideo and what is Resideo?
Yeah, absolutely. So Resideo is a comfort and security controls company. We manufacture across the globe, and we bring solutions to everyday whole home and small business applications, thermostats, water. I am a product manager there. I've been working for Resideo for 21 years. Spent a lot of time with contractors going on ride-alongs. I've been in crawl spaces, attics.
So you've actually been in the trenches.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, my job is to understand your needs so that I can have engineers build solutions for tomorrow.
You don't know what it is until you get into it.
That's 100% right. Yeah, you can look at it on a PowerPoint, but at the end of the day, if you're not experiencing it, you don't know what you're going through. So
And that's the one thing that frustrates us as technicians is when a company of any sort, right, tool company or on the product side, anything like that, they don't understand sometimes what it is like to be in a tight attic, crawl space, on a rooftop, on a day where it's been 100 degrees and you're on that 8th hour, 10th hour, whatever it is, and you need that product to work, that service, whatever it is that you guys are offering. And it's good that you guys are going out there, and I think feedback is one of the most important things that a company can do and work with people out in the field to solve these problems, which is, it sounds like what you guys do.
Yeah, 100%. And I started on the hardware side of the business and have graduated into connected control solutions, so have worked on both the hardware and the software side, and there's a lot of new opportunities there that I'm going to be talking about a little bit more with our Honeywell Home Elite Pro thermostat.
Yeah, I had gone by the booth last year. I haven't been by. Today's my day to kind of explore and go to all the booths, right? So I saw that you guys do a lot of Honeywell products, and right now you have that Elite Pro that you're talking about. It's a smart thermostat, right?
Yes. Very, very proud of the Honeywell Home Elite Pro. We're introducing it at the show, so certainly stop by our booth.
Is it a first look? Or has it been out, or is it a first look?
It's been out for the last quarter or so. So yeah, this is our big show where we're bringing it forward
to have it out on the showroom floor and kind of demo it.
Demo for you guys to try out the look and feel. But we're really proud of it. It's we see it as more than just a thermostat. It is actually unlocking information that it brings new value streams to both the pros as well as homeowners. Right. Everyone knows the Honeywell Home thermostat brand. It's known and trusted by consumers. It's a sleek new design, a 5-inch display that you can customize to the aesthetic desires of the homeowner, however they want to set it up. It also integrates into our air quality, various, like it's Matter compatible, so it works with Amazon Alexa, Google Home, as well as Apple HomeKit. And it's basically set up with integrations that go beyond the thermostat. So for consumers, it's very exciting, and it unlocks a lot of new opportunities for pros with Pro IQ services.
So what are you trying to solve? What problem are you trying to solve with contractors? Like, is there anything that you're doing geared towards a contractor?
100%. Yeah, we with this Honeywell Home Elite Pro, we are positioning the contractor to be center stage with that homeowner, right? We believe that every home should have a local trusted neighborhood pro that they can call on, rely on when the moments of need arise. As I've gone around talking with contractors and going on ride-alongs, I've heard a lot of feedback on what problems you need to solve, but it really kind of boils down to 3 central things every HVAC business runs on: labor, loyalty, and leads. Right? Those are and all 3 of those are in some shape or form under duress. Labor shortages exist. The cost of marketing is on the rise. And when it comes to retaining customers, it can be fleeting, right? It can be down to a moment of duress and they need help. Who's going to get there first often wins the day.
There's a lot of marketing that goes around nowadays, right? And it's like, for the longest time, you would just sometimes you put a sticker on the unit, or you would engrave the thermostat, right, with your name and number. I would go behind and just kind of scratch it out. I'm the next service company that went out there. So being integrated in the thermostat, so you're saying that the contractor's information, I would assume, is in the thermostat itself?
Yeah, it's in the thermostat, and we're really looking at it as the service itself is how do we generate loyalty to your company brand, right? You're that local neighborhood pro, and how do we put you in a position where when that homeowner is accessing the thermostat or pulling up even the consumer app, they're seeing your brand and they can click to contact it, right? So we're opening up not only what we considered private label in the past, like you said, you can scratch it out. It's also a booking tool, right? It's a new way for you to reach customers, and they remember like how many impressions you're getting of your brand with them, even when they're making that up-down temperature control, seeing your brand there. It's like, that's my person, that's my company, right?
That is one of the most important things, because me myself diving more into marketing in the past couple of years, you don't realize how important it is until you kind of dive into it and it starts working for you. And brand awareness is a big deal when you have any business of your own. And like you said, if they just, because that's my approach to it, is like they need to see me everywhere and anywhere, right? So my vans are wrapped and they stand out. I don't want the small lettering on it, right? I want it to stand out. I want the information on there. And even if, they don't call me, because I deal with commercial, so I don't deal with the homeowner, right? So even if they don't call me, they know, hey, I know this company, this HVAC company in my area. I see them all the time, and it does a lot for us because later on, their buddy has a commercial, job that they need done, and they refer you. Or I've seen this company; they seem legit. So if they go into the app, like you said, they're just changing temperature. It's like a subliminal type of message
100%.
Deal, right? So they constantly see your logo over and over and over. Yeah. And you don't realize how powerful that is. So being able to brand is a big deal. Like I said, for the longest time, it was always engraving the thermostat. That was the big thing that was in for a while. Take it a step up, level up, and you can do it in the app. You can do it in the thermostat, and they see it over and over. And hey, that's our company. That's our guy.
100%. Yeah. I like to tell a little anecdote on. So I've been with Resideo for 21 years. As I said, I've launched countless number of products. The one that my wife likes the most is just that consumer app where they can open it up, view the temperature, control the temperature, right? Because it's easy, it's convenient. You don't have to get up and go over to the thermostat. Dozens of times a month, homeowners are opening that. Those are all new impressions, right? It's a different avenue for driving that awareness to your company brand in that neighborhood, much more so than a postcard that might just get discarded right in the mail,
or a business card,
right? So that we're really kind of looking at it as how do we create those touch points and moments where a pro can help.
How does Pro IQ service change what the contractors do once the thermostat is already in the consumer's home?
No, it's a very good question. Changing with the thermostat itself, foundational to this entire experience is getting it connected. Right, that thermostat itself, it's usually going in on a larger job, right? There's been a problem with the air conditioner or the furnace that they've come home after a 10-hour day and their house is super uncomfortable and now they need help, right? So you're coming in there to fix that problem. One of the last steps you're doing is putting that thermostat in. And it's a super, it can take 15, 30 minutes to just configure the firmware, the software of that thermostat to the application you just put in. And it's prone for error, right? So as you're going through those steps, now on top of it, we're putting on Wi-Fi connection and how to register the account. So as part of this Powered by Pro IQ launch with Elite Pro, we've tailor-made a Resideo Pro app that is for you. It's meant for you in the field. That is standardized the way you configure that thermostat. Configure, I don't think is a word. Configure that thermostat. And basically, you as a manager, you can set it up as a template for all of your technicians to use. So when they go out on the job, instead of going through some kind of alphanumeric code for configuring, it's just hit the button. And when you hit the button, it will patch down through one-tap access. It saves 15 to 30 minutes per job.
That's a big deal.
Rolling that up annually, that's hundreds of thousands of hours that you can be saving. And it's error-proofing, right? You're not accidentally hitting a button that could lead to a callback, which is just lost revenue.
It's like, hey, I hit the wrong setting. I got to go back and 100%. Deal with it, right?
Yep, 100%. So, I think that's a big part of it is just how do you help the technician on that job, save that time, but also provide a really nice, welcoming handoff to that smart home solution that they've just purchased, right? And you can do that all through this software.
No, it's a big deal because time is money. I mean, there's no way around it. I'm still in the field. So I run a business, but I'm still in the field every day doing, we do installs and service a lot and a lot of maintenance now. Yeah. So my whole thing is I want to get in and get out. Fix the problem.
Yes.
I don't want to sit there trying to figure out, like you said, a whole configuration of a thermostat or any type of service like that, because that just takes time away. You're trying to get out of there. You just want to go. So having that kind of built into it where you kind of have that pro side and it's easy to do and it's error, it's kind of fail proof, right? It's already set up. It's already going to do what it needs to do. And that sounds great because, like I said, time is money. You're trying to get out to the next call and the next one and the next one. And also, I don't do a lot of residential. I mostly do commercial, but we still have to we still have this customer service, right, of making sure the customer, like their needs were met, they're comfortable in their AC, you know, whatever problem they had, and you have to walk them through stuff as well, right? So you're gonna, like you said, hand it off to them, and they get to play around with the app or the features.
Yeah.
You might give them a little tutorial, what benefits they have with this thermostat, you know, things like that. So anything that makes that easier as well. I mean, that's building that communication and trust with that customer, because you take the time, which maybe if you have 30 minutes or so trying to configure it, you're already frustrated, and then you got to go explain it to the customer. So if you can skip that part and just go and talk to the customer and kind of build that relationship, that helps as well.
Yeah. When we first started launching Wi-Fi thermostats, RedLink, technologies that make for a smart home comfort experience, observing how that handoff was happening, it was here's your owner's manual, you know, go connect it and download the app. So how can we make that experience a little more streamlined, and it doesn't feel like that homeowner is paying you for the installation of a job, but then they have to do part of the installation when it comes to actually getting the app. So part of this Powered by ProIQ experience is also you're able to create that customer account from the back office and link out to your third-party CRM tool, because you already have a record of that homeowner and their address in your system.
You can help them set it up, basically, right? Because there's a lot of older couples that you deal with, or
100%.
People that are not tech savvy, and they always want. I have parents and grandparents. How do I get the Wi-Fi going? How do I get this going? Like they can't understand some of that stuff. So that's a big help.
Yeah, we like to separate it before the job and at the job, right? So what are the steps you can do on behalf of the homeowner, the customer, from your office, and then when you roll the truck out to that location, it's really just get it configured, invite them into their consumer app, and that record pops up for them, and they're using it, right? So to you, you're the hero that has gotten them set up with a smart home solution and solved their heating and cooling problem.
Yeah, it's like when I have to call it for service, whether it's like, you know, with the internet, they come and install it or fix a problem with our Wi-Fi home internet, or you know, other things around the house. It's just like I would rather them take care of everything, and then like just let me know when it's done. That's all I want to know. I don't want to be there trying to learn something myself. I'm paying them to come do the job, right? So that kind of expedites that. And me personally, I want the job done, and for them to take care of as much as they can.
Yeah.
Because me myself, I'm also busy. You got kids running around. You got family. You know, you got things to do. So you don't need to be there sitting down trying to create an account and try to figure that out. So speeding up that process is always a plus. And like you said, they'll look at you like the hero. You did everything for them. Even with my situation, like with commercial work, they just want it done, fixed. Hey, are we good? All right, cool. See you later, right?
Yeah.
Leads are expensive, and I know we kind of touched on this already. You know, just to get a phone call, just to get the phone ringing. Like I said, there's different ways to do it. There's word of mouth. There's you can get into marketing, referral programs, email campaigns. There's so many things that you can do, and we talked about Elite Pro in specific.
Yeah,
it's much more than just putting your name out randomly, right? Like it's in the app. It helps you with recognition, and I think it's much more than. Like you guys say, it's much more than a modern fridge magnet. And I mentioned that earlier, like putting your sticker up there, right?
Yeah.
Just somebody else will come and take it off.
Yeah, it's a huge challenge, right? Like, how do you think about loyalty, right? So we've talked a lot about labor savings and streamlining the flow from before the job, at the job, and getting it up and running. But loyalty, right? And we can't put more steps on the technician when they're on that job. Just by using the Resideo Pro app, we are creating an automatic association between that address, that device, and your company, right? And so you're building a book of business just by saving time on the job. And you can log into the ProIQ software from the back office, and from that dashboard, all the jobs that you did across all of your technicians, you're able to edit the logo. If you want to push a custom message down, like, hey, call me about 20% off a humidifier, or it's time for your spring tune-up, you can create those custom messages, and they can click your co-brand to schedule an appointment, right? If you have an online web booking appointment tool, all of that is built right through that dashboard. So you don't have to put it on the technicians. You can do it through your marketing manager, your operations or service manager from the back office without a truck roll, right? And now you're creating new engagement revenue streams, right? Where that homeowner is seeing a new pop-up. Oh yeah, I'm interested in a humidifier. Sure, give them a call, schedule an appointment.
Of course. Yeah, and that's the whole thing, right? Not putting it on the technician or even yourself as an owner. That's one of the things that a lot of us dread out that, do service work, that kind of labor, right? Like we can do the work itself, but then when you have to turn into like a salesman, a lot of people dread that, right? So what I've been trying to do in our business is try to automate everything. And this seems like it fits right into that kind of like scheme of things that we're trying out, where like we're not, it doesn't rely on us because we're human. We mess up. We forget things. I can't tell you how many emails I've forgotten to get back to. I had a text message last night. Hey, and I got one this morning. Hey, did you get my text? I need a price on this. Sorry, I forgot, right? I need to be better about being on top of things. And that's why I think automation is really like kind of the future and the way to go if you want your business to kind of do things on its own. Because if you rely on just yourself or your technicians, things get forgotten, things fall through the cracks. And, like I said, we kind of dread that because we don't look at ourselves as salesmen particularly, right? And some companies have a sales division, a service division, an install team, they break it up like that.
Yes.
And that's fine. But like smaller companies, I think you need to get more into some of these services that you already have, right? Like you already maybe deal with Honeywell and these thermostats. Like what can it do for you? And if you guys are doing more for the contractor and the company, getting more business, brand awareness, like all those little things, like those cost a lot of money if you go outside and pay a marketing team or pay for billboards or Facebook ads, whatever it is, right? That stuff costs money. And if you can get more out of these services that you already have, like your CRM, your thermostat, I mean, nobody would have thought a thermostat can give me leads, right?
Yeah, I mean, you think about what comfort means to a homeowner with their furnace or their air conditioner after you leave that job, right? Like their interface, their primary interface is that thermostat UI, right? So having a new, sleek, modern design like the Honeywell Home Elite Pro, being able to configure and see that integration with their doorbell, see how their indoor air quality, all of that's an interface, but it's also the information, right? And so now that it's connected, that information can be fed back to the consumer and also to your business.
Do you get any analytics from that thermostat?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. So like as we think about leads, how can we unlock new value streams from that connection in that house, right? Because right now marketing is it's generic. Like send the postcards out, you have some breakage, some come back in. What would it mean to your business if in that connected home who is associated to you with this co-brand, now you get a sense of like, is the air conditioner running as it should be?
Yep.
You can do a lot with the Y1, Y2 relays on that thermostat, right? Understanding what is the pattern.
Honestly, you don't really know when you get to a call sometimes, like, because they could tell you, oh, it runs a lot.
Yes.
Or it turns on and off a lot, or, it makes a noise or whatever it is. You don't really know unless you sit there and kind of wait for it to do what they said it did, right? And sometimes it takes a while. But if you have analytics, that's why I asked, because I love seeing either graph charts or any form of analytics that tell me it ran this long, it was off for this amount of time, temperature, all that kind of stuff that you can get from a thermostat, basically, because they can tell you quite a bit if you plug into it with an app. And once you have that information, your brain goes to, oh, it's this or this. I'm going to go check this. I'm going to go fix this. And it makes your job easier, and you can kind of tell what's been going on while you weren't there.
100%. Yeah, and it's a very good point you bring up, like when you're there. We talk a lot about the jobs being scheduled for demand service or a replacement where something's broken, right? And maintenance service agreements, right? How do you use those to drive a discount on that repair or that replacement? It's really to create that like second and third and fourth opportunity where you're getting your foot back in the door to talk to them again. And when you're checking the conditions of that air conditioner while on a tune-up, it's usually the slow season, right?
Yeah.
You're in the shoulder season. So like the system's not under duress. You're taking maybe a snapshot in time, running probes and saying, yeah, it's within the spec of the OEM, so it looks good. With a connected thermostat, you can actually see data, historical trends like over time, And it's not that you need to be a statistician, but we can show you some indication of like, is it good, marginal, or bad, and use that information to have a kind of a tailored consultative moment with the homeowner, right? It's not just that snapshot of time in the spring. You can say, here's how your furnace ran over the last 2 or 3 months, or your air conditioner, right? And use that as a way to like enforce the trust between you and that homeowner. And
I can tell you, a lot of customers appreciate the preventative side, right?
Yes.
Before it breaks down, before there's a catastrophic failure, because in the middle of the summer, maybe they haven't called you for maintenance. They didn't want to do it cleaning. They didn't want to spend money at a certain time, and then summer comes around and that AC gives out and you're booked for like the week and you can't get out there, right? It's like we could have avoided this if we had known a couple weeks earlier, hey, your system's not keeping up, or your system looks like it's about to go down. And I can tell you, a lot of service technicians can tell by numbers, right? Like
100%.
Like what something's wrong, right? So for me, a lot of my customers appreciate if we can get out ahead of the situation and kind of get to it before it breaks down, right? We can save them a ton of money, like on compressors, on motors, whole systems at some point, right? Because if something goes wrong, they didn't get it cleaning, they didn't do this, and it's been years, all of a sudden you might be looking at a whole new system when if you had just done a maintenance, done a cleaning, gone out ahead of time, the customer doesn't know. They just, they sit in the house and they're like, well, I think it's working, right? Like, we don't need to call anybody out yet. Or I've had those calls too. Like, I get there and they're like, it started working. Don't worry about it. Like, don't even look at it, right? But if I had analytics, I could be like, no, like it's about to go out. You need me to check it. Yeah. So those are always good things to keep in mind, that, something like this, you got to embrace technology, analytics. Again, we go back to marketing and stuff like that. Like, that's all the future. And it doesn't take much, right? Like, it's at your fingertips. It's easy to access, and it's a lot of information.
Yeah, I mean, some of the examples you were just even giving, right? Like, you take your car to the mechanic for an oil change. You go to the...
Well, I'm notorious about, like, no, I'll do it next time.
But you think about your home and the HVAC equipment in it. It's one of the biggest investments you have. And a lot of homeowners do what you said, right? They're like, don't worry about it. It looks fine. And then, every 10 years or so, it actually has a catastrophic breakdown. And that's the repair and replacement business. So how can we use that connection to create that tailored consultative moment between the contractor and the homeowner? One other thing I would say, after that job, from the Pro IQ service, you can set your own custom alerts as a pro.
Okay.
So if how most thermostats will have an upper and lower temperature limit, it'll say, tell me as a homeowner if it's 85 degrees or 90 in my house.
Yeah.
You as the contractor can say, you know what, tell me if it gets to like 79.
Okay.
Or 76. So you're knowing 5-10 degrees before the homeowner that it's trending in the wrong direction. Now you've turned that reactive service moment where they're uncomfortable or, frustrated into a proactive service moment, right? They're looking at it like, that's my neighborhood pro that's going to help me out, right? So it kind of changes the whole dynamic.
And like you said, it all goes back to you helping out the customer, you being the hero when you can tell them what's going on with their system just by keeping in connection with it. And you said on the app itself, me as a contractor or company, we can push out messages and things like that to kind of give them alerts on theirs.
Yeah, without rolling a truck. Yeah, so being able to upload, maybe you have a new logo, or you want to publish a custom message, you want to change your phone number for calling in for booking an appointment or an email. All of that is possible through the Pro IQ service software without rolling a truck, right? So you're not putting it on the technician. And from that, it pushes out to all your existing connected homes, right? And they see it both on the thermostat, the Elite Pro that we have at the show today, as well as the app that's connected to it.
Like if we wanted to give them like a heads up, like, hey, you should do your maintenance, or it's maintenance season or anything like that, we can push that out.
Yeah. So the seasonality swings, right?
Yeah. Or really you should get it check. You should get a tune-up or check before summer hits, like 100 degrees, or before winter hits.
Yeah.
You might want to get a full a system check, right?
Right.
Or we can push that out, or it's time for cleaning or anything like that. That's a big help.
Yeah, those we're here in the Southwest right now, and the outdoor temperatures are not that high. So yeah, a lot of contractors are probably struggling with how to keep my staff busy. You can smooth that seasonality out.
Or if we have these crazy storms that come through, or heat waves, right, that we maybe know about ahead of time, push it out. Hey, you might want to book now before we get booked up for the week or two.
I love it. Yeah, that's exactly right.
I think the Pro IQ, the Elite Pro IQ is a service or the app?
So Honeywell Home Elite Pro is the thermostat itself.
The Elite Pro is the thermostat.
And then Pro IQ Services is how you can unlock more value for your business. And it kind of positions the Pro as the centerpiece to that home and that homeowner.
Now, does a contractor need to have any sort of subscription, or how's that based?
So labor loyalty leads, right? The challenges facing the business. On the labor saving side, just using the Resideo Pro app is free.
Okay.
So you can save time on every job. If you're putting a thermostat in, I recommend getting started there. And it's actually building that book of business. From that moment, if you choose to upgrade, to do the co-branding, to do the connected alerts and custom dashboards with data, that's where it becomes a subscription plan. But you don't need to roll a truck to retroactively activate all of those homes that you've already gone out to over, however long.
Is there any pricing that you can give on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, published price, so contractors subscribe to Pro IQ Engage, just co-branding, or Pro IQ Analyze. It's 8 cents per month per home, or a buck a year is what we like to say. And then on the
because I was gonna compare it to like rolling a truck out, right? Cost wise.
You went. Hey, go ahead. That's great.
No. Go finish. You said there was something else.
Yeah. So there's a basic plan and a premium plan. So Pro IQ Engage is co-branding and custom messaging. It's about $1 a year, 8 cents per month per home. Co-branding plus being able to receive thermostat alerts and see the trends. That's 24 cents per month per home, or $3 a year. So tried to keep it really reasonable and fit within your business. Create those new lifetime value customers where they're not just transactional in nature.
No, that's a big deal because, like you mentioned, rolling out a truck. Now, sometimes I got to go and I try not to do like free estimates or anything like that because like gas, the technician, their hourly pay, like there's a lot of factors that go into it. But every now and then we do have to check on customers. But if you can do it remotely, like, if we can just tell them in the app, hey, this is due, this is that, where you don't have to go in person, that's a big deal because once you start, we were a small business, right? It was me and my dad, and we had all the time in the world when we started, right? We would go and check up on our customers and, do all the calls ourselves. And as you grow and you have more customers, that's a lot of real estate to cover, right? And I do commercial. I do 2 hours one way, 2 hours another way. And I was just talking to somebody right now. I think we're going to do 2 hours north as well. So a lot of ground to cover. And I'm having that difficulty of somebody an hour and a half away has a question. So I'm trying to build more automation into it where I don't have to go out there. Because that gets really pricey really quick. I'm starting to learn that. And, my technicians, they cost quite a bit. If you want good help, they cost quite a bit. So all that factors into, like you said, convenience, not having to roll a truck out, having information at your fingertips. That's kind of the way that you need to go. And honestly, we've been so busy that I can't have a guy jump off a call to go, deal with what do you call that? Like a problem that they're not sure about, right? But I can just, look online and be like, okay, your temperature is going this way, swinging this way. We can maybe schedule you soon and get ahead of it. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, well, and I mean, that's a good problem to have, right? Where your service business has grown out to a point where it's like, how do we have good coverage and be able to...
Efficiency. We need efficiency.
We need those efficiencies. And one thing that we haven't talked about is through the Pro IQ service, those non-profitable truck rolls, you can actually patch into that thermostat. So maybe they just put it on a permanent hold accidentally and they don't know how to get it off.
Yeah.
They don't want to roll a truck for something like that. So with the consumer's consent, you can patch into that device and make edits to that system.
Maybe they made a mistake trying to change a setting or something like that. You can fix it on your end if they give you consent. Okay.
So it's like a remote patch in where you can actually edit the way that it's configured. You can edit what mode it's in, what temperatures they're at, the schedule itself, being able to make those changes without rolling a truck. Now you can cover more of those profitable jobs and not get bogged down by, sending one guy 2 hours east, another guy 2
I was
hours
going to
west.
say, like, to change batteries. Like, there's a bunch of nuisance calls that if you can kind of help them in different ways, right? Like, there's been, like, I don't know. I've had calls where they're like, the cooling's not working. I get there, and I'm like, ma'am, you have it on heat. Like, you might want to change it over to cooling. So little things like that where you can tap in, that I see that being super helpful. Because there's things like that you can't charge for, right?
Yeah.
You go out, sometimes I try to give them a warning, like if it's far enough, I got to charge you a service trip or something, right? And I feel so bad sometimes, right? You get there and it's like pushing a button or something, right?
Yeah.
So, if we can kind of, and I know people say, oh, you just charge for this and that, but like sometimes it costs me more to send somebody out there and charge for the service trip, because I could have had them doing a bigger job or something like that, right? So it all comes back into play with, like I said, efficiency and trying to get ahead of the curve and kind of really diving in and embracing technology like this. So it's cool to see from Honeywell doing all that, adding those features in.
Yeah, and I think the way that we're trying to differentiate is Resideo is known and trusted for our thermostat controls. You're already making those capital investments. Your technicians are familiar with it. They know how to install them. So how do we help to bring technology together with familiarity, fit operations, the way that you run your business, with streamlining the labor challenges that exist in the market, creating those customers for life with top of mind impressions in the app or on the thermostat, and then also like getting ahead of those reactive service calls, right? Like all of that's building the trust. And now you've got a flywheel of repeat business, and you've built a book of business that is going to stick with you forever.
It's like anything in this world right now. Your data is the most important, or it's the most valuable, right? So the more data you have on your customers, and you can kind of get your name out there and get their analytics information, that kind of stuff. Like you said, it takes all that information, can help them with creating an account, setting them up. Like, that's all data. That's all stuff. That's where the world is right now. It's like data.
Yeah. And the data itself can create engagements and new value streams. Like, to me, there's also a key point to data privacy, right? Like, at the end of the day, consumers own their data. It's their house. It's their equipment. We have designed ProIQ services in a way that the consumer's always giving consent. So you're not being put in a position where, as a business, you don't have the ability to provide that value-added service without them being aware of it, and we're creating that linkage between you. So what I said at the beginning with, like, how do we put the pro as the centerpiece between the product itself that's operating on the wall and the service they're providing that home in their local neighborhood, it's so key to the whole value proposition.
That's good to know, because I know a customer would not want a contractor just having all access to their thermostat at any time. People are always worried about their privacy, so that's good to know.
Yep, it's architected that way.
So, David, I appreciate you for coming on the show, and that was a lot of great information. Like I said, I'll probably check out the booth in a little bit here and see what you got going on. You got a demo, right?
Yeah, we have a demo here at the show, and if you do want any information after the show, resideo.com/ProIQ is where you can get that information. And we've got lots of training content available, help you get started in this journey of smart home.
That's technology. A big deal. I'm trying to because I have new technicians. I'm trying to find out who's doing what training, because
we have tons.
That resources is a big key for anybody getting into the trade or new to any side of the trade. Our guys came from I think one did maintenance, one did nursing, and they came over to HVAC and commercial HVAC, and I was like, yeah, they're online all the time trying to take all these training courses and videos and stuff like that. So I always appreciate when a company offers that kind of training.
Yeah, podcasts, YouTube channel. We got a dedicated stream. A lot of what I talked about here today, there are training videos online for you to take advantage of, and then directly from Resideo, we have classes as well.
Sounds good. I'll make sure to leave all that in the description when I post this. And
perfect.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, very nice to chat with you, Adrian.
Yeah, had a good time. Thank you.
All right.